Greetings everyone, Agion here, another company to replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue OKW player, we have CI. Spawn on the north side as the red Soviet player, we have plus or minus. And we also have one immediate doctrine lock-in. Shock Rifle Frontline Tactics. IS-2, Shock Troops, Incendiary, Stealth AT Guns, and actually immediate support weapons. 2 combat engineers. This smells like Maxim. Probably he's going to save up, probably do something to save up for shock troops. So he's probably going to go for 2 Maxims, 2 combat engineers, and perhaps a mortar. That's my guess. But a mortar wouldn't be super effective. But Maxims will be super effective against OKW. Those Stone Pioneers. Oh, no, okay, I was wondering if that one model was stuck there. Wires going down, sandbags going down, combat engineers capturing, and the Maxim is doing nothing. Let's have some bulletins. Shock troops 3% more accurate, and combat engineers fire cooldown reduced by 5%. We got another squad of Volksgrenadier and another Maxim coming on out. These Maxims can be quite good or quite not good, to say the least. Depends if he saw. I think he saw a brief moment and used the line of sight blocker. The Sturm Pioneers will get off a nice flank. Volksgrenadier occupying the Maxim, so it can rotate in order to engage the Sturm Pioneers. Another Maxim is out. He does pull back the Maxim. Only sustained some minor damage. He did drop a model off the Volks. The blood has been spilled. Maxim sitting on up. He does actually see it, and will get off a burst onto the Sturm Pioneers, but at Maxim range, you'd be lucky if the suppression will come kick through. 2 Maxims are now out. He's going to need to really use these Sturm Pioneers, get behind the line of sight blockers. This iron fence here, tank traps, will of course cannot be vaulted over or climbed over, and will provide heavy cover. Combat engineers will be eyeing this light cover in order to stay alive, but will easily be outgunned. 2 Maxims are here. We do got Volk Squad behind the sandbags here. Current engagement of combat engineers, and he does drop a model there. The damage will probably be more useful than the suppression in that engagement. And we do have a mortar out. So I was actually right with the mortar, but he needs a little bit more VPs in order to get the shock troops. Mortar does come on in, deals significant damage, very wounded here, and does pull back, does drop off another model there. Now at 1 command point. I saw some huge thing of manpower just got consumed. Was it just reinforcing or... Oh, medics. Axis will go and push towards the center. He can't use this building as a good garrison cover. There's no firing points on this side of the building. And I don't think there's any on this side either. So it's only a left and right building.
Soviet HQ now includes a field hospital, but only for those.
First Flamer is out. That's probably a good idea now, or to help increase his combat effectiveness for his combat engineers. Mortar, force firing or barraging. Not sure where. Actually hitting right here, but there's actually nothing there. It's starting to show the wire. I think there was some cover here that was wired off, which is destroyed as well. I see what appeared to be a wheelbarrow of some sort, or a wagon. Axis tend to set on up, but does get flanked. However, the rear one could save it. Suppression does not come through. The thing is, Maxim's long-range suppression, you really need the bulletins for Maxim to be really effective. There's 2 bulletins they have that can be increase their suppression. The increased rate of fire and the increased suppression bulletin. Why the increased rate of fire is, rate of fire only affects the ones in those bursts, and so the more rate of fire, the more bullets get off per burst, which means more suppression per burst. The burst is still the same duration and length, just more bullets per
Enemy forces are neutralizing a
burst.
sector.
These bulk squads are being very problematic. The Maxims not being effective, primarily against the Storm Pioneers. The Storm Pioneers also have a reduced target size, so it receives less suppression because bullets miss. It says suppression affects units that regardless if it hits or miss, but that's been proven to be false. And I think it's because when a bullet impacts the ground, it provides AoE effect, the suppression right there, and the AoE suppression effect is usually by default around 0.8 than 100%, so only 80% of suppression is applied per missed shot, assuming it lands close enough to the unit.
MG-34 squad is ready for orders. Area secure. Hold
Storm Pioneers are forced them back. That point does get captured. Munitions point, I just realized the Soviet player has pretty much had no fuel this entire game. He just has now enough to tech up us. The OKW player, he's getting out alive, which is a good idea. He already has his battle group HQ and has the medics, so that's good. Both sides will have medics. Has the SWS half track coming on out, so you will be able to deploy it. Not exactly activate the gun at this moment. Does stop the building of that mine.
AT gun is ready for combat.
And he's a little bit shy of getting shock troops one more tick. There he goes.
To crush the enemy. You can now use camouflage to ambush the enemy.
Now with those shock troops out, he has some serious pushing power. Another set of mines coming on out. The Flamer squad right here would be great. Does he spot the mines? He may spot the mine. Great burst coming out by the combat engineer. There's some light cover here. I think they're at long enough range where the cover does matter. And the combat engineer is getting quite wounded, but one good burst here could take out a couple more models. Mortar. Ooh, good mortar hit. The Soviet mortar is quite accurate, especially to get the bulletins that go along with it. Like this, what, 3 accuracy bulletins you get? At least 2? Reducing scatter up to like 10%. That really does make it out quite a lethal gun. Are mortars considered guns by a traditional sense? Usually a cannon has to be at least 20mm in size versus a gun. Good suppression coming out from the Maxim. And the lag, the MG-34 decreasing, that's actually quite significant. The shock troops finding an opening, he could potentially grab the lag. Nothing's in the area to protect it. He does not, however. I would have tried. I think he's actually sort of forgot about it. I think he's more focused on this Maxim over here. The OKW player is like probably has a breath of relief seeing the unmanned lag right here, because the Soviet player could have got that, but he's probably was busy microing. We do got the Flamer squad here. Mortar team receiving fire. Though the defense crews are here, but they won't be able to pitch much damage. Is using the regular cannon attacks in order to gauge. Won't accomplish all too much. And does force back the squad. Good hits. He does recruit, does push it forward. Will be able to suppress the mortar team, but I think he's still within the minimum, out of the minimum range. So yeah, he just fired. At least one of these models are. Or oh, I hear a second mortar as well. Or not. Just the one. And the lag hasn't actually been recruited just yet. Maybe he didn't actually see it behind the tree.
Supply sector under attack.
Overall, the Soviet player is still not in super great position, I would say. He still doesn't have the left fuel point. While this point was temporarily secured, I think it was cut off for quite some time. Or just recently been cut off, thanks to his bulk squad. Does plant a mine there, or was that a flare trap? It's a flare trap. He does resecure that lag. That lag is actually quite important versus the Maxim. And he's distracted. Will lose his squad to the shock troops. Great use of the frag. While it's not really necessary to throw frags to win engagements, if you believe your opponent is distracted, throwing a frag can help you quickly secure the kill. Oh, does this actually manage to get a direct hit? I thought I heard the doof as like the artillery barrage, but nope. Jäger's being dropped on in. Is it dropping behind the line? Is it dropping here? Nope, way back here. Way off. I thought that was an aggressive push. He will manage to secure up this point with one man. Oh, here, frag. It's a stun grenade from the Storm Pioneer. It's very nice. A little bit unlucky with the bounces off the shock strip armor. Ocean Jaegers are here. Do we see the upgraded sheer panzer quarters? Yes, we do. So we'll potentially see. Yes, we do see the FG upgrade. Excuse me. So the FG upgrade is here. Finds a Soviet landmine. Only gets one model, however.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
MG-34 ready to engage the Maxim. This barrage appears to force... Nope, just a soft retreat. This Maxim should be able to pin down those Fallschirmjägers, no problem. And Maxim does re-engage against the MG-34. He may want to use sustained fire in order to help provide some more fire. Sandbags coming down, but will be spotted by the Flamer. But it's a general move order, not attack move, and is forced back. Here's how Maxim has repositioned, but gets pinned. Soviet mortar, however, is trying to train on in. Great hit right there. This barrage coming on in does do a nice dodge right there, just only trying to decapture the point. Doesn't cut off anything, even though it is a cut-off point. Now the squad of Fallschirmjägers are out on the field. Panzer IV are probably the best thing that the OKW player can get. Be a great item to use against those Maxims. Panther could be also good if he knows what doctrine his opponent's going for. He saw the shock troops, but knowing he has a shock bolt, then he can see the other doctrines. But mostly other won't eliminate which doctrine's which. We haven't seen any stealth AT gun just yet. He could use that. At least to keep it hidden away from combat. Unless a priority. Who knows? I think we saw the lost Volksgrenadier. So he did. I was wondering what happened to it, but we did actually see it go down. Maxim over here, not positioned properly. Both of them not positioned properly. Incendiary grenade could be quite good, like getting some good hits. And the Fallschirmjägers will force back the combat engineers. They're quite stacked up, so a light shot could do some great work, but the light's actually counter-battering the mortar team. But the mortar team may be in range. It's hard to tell with all the explosions.
The
Two Zis guns are actually out on the field, which is actually quite understandable because how far behind he is on fuel. He is approaching enough fuel for a T-34. It may be best to go for a T-34 and not save it for an IS-2 because he needs something out a bit more aggressive. Because right now he has a lot of tickets counting against him. 473 to 218. 17.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Flamer squad is here. The squad is actually quite bunched up, so can receive some quite good splash damage, but looks like they will get overwhelmed. Ooh, good hit.
Only 200 points remain. Double your efforts.
You got multiple shoe mines over here, so if he were to move forward and not retreat and hit the other one, he could lose a squad. Ocean Makers here in defensive position, only 3 models, plus have hit one of those flare mines. The Maxim may get flanked and does do a full retreat. However, there is a rear line Maxim here.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
This barrage coming in, that could be a squad wipe. If one of those get a pretty good hit. Ooh. Here's shock troops. Shock troops versus Ocean Makers. Ocean Makers have a bad retreat path. They need to fall back sooner rather than later. He's going to lose a squad. Not even a retreat. Big mistake right there. We do got Ace Tukas of Foos coming on out. So he's gotten all 3 of the HQs built, and nice true mine. Looks like the engineer spotted this other one, and actually did lose a combat engineer squad entirely. Will the OKW player go for a King Tiger? Or for a Panther? If he sees the IS-2, Jagdpanzer would be a good item. He knows about the T-34, but I guess he's confident he doesn't even have a Mechanism, so he needs something. A Jagdpanzer would be a good item to help immediately fill in the gap. Luckily, that Shrew Mine will stall the effectiveness of the T-34 for long enough for him to formulate a more proper response. Usually I would say this is quite dangerous moving around the T-34 like this, but the fact that he has no Mechanism will do quite some good. We see a Zis barrage, he just got enough munitions, does get decrewed right there. Looks like that munitions was actually consumed by the shock troops. Pounds of 4 out on the field, and actually wipes out the entire squad. That was a Volk squad. So the OKW players dropping multiple squads is not very good. Panzer IV is a good item. Personally, I would... Well, we know that what doctrines went for it. With our 2020 hindsight, the Jagdpanzer may be a better option. Getting ready for a IS-2 eventually. But Panzer IV is good right now. Tukas of Foos. Where is it coming down? There may be some corpses I was here for spotting. And he gets one of the models of the engineer squad right before he recruited, so he lost the entire combat engineer squad. Shock troops engaging for frag. That's going to be a good frag. Wipes up 3 of the models. The Bolshevik diggers could go down, but unlikely. 34 receives a hit by the Panzer IV. There are 2 Zis guns here. One of them's out of range. The other one needs to push a little bit far forward. Shogun Pioneer Squad could go down. But luckily the suppression does come through. And I thought that T-34 actually got the kill on it. T-34 does withdraw in time. I hear something. I really don't know what I'm hearing. Is it really the Panzer IV that's making all that noise? I was just getting confused of what was actually making all that noise. I heard like almost sound like rain, honestly. Like a mix of gunfire and rain, like from a machine gun. 34 does get the engine snared, but Kenworth is... Oh, that was a good hit. It will still take 2 more shots, and it was very likely that T-34 would have gone down, but that was a very lucky shot. Both systems are sitting on up. 1 bounce, 1 pen. Still withstand 2 shots and stay alive. Rolls a miss. Ooh. Soviet mortar doing some good work. Light's not exactly helping. That squad could potentially go down, but it's unlikely. Panzer IV finds a good angle away from the AT guns. Line of sight blocker here, so the ZIS guns will need to travel over here and then engage, but Volkswagen Jaegers have spotted them. Again, that sound. Is that the sound effect of a Panzer IV on snow? T-34 is here. Panzer IV is at half health. It looks like the Maxim will be recrewed. Who's a Foos? Looks like it fired recently. Didn't see what was hitting. We saw that Maxim decrued, so must have been Stuxifus. Rock troops under fire from Volksgrenadiers. Throws out a frag, but nowhere near the vicinity. At this point, I can see the OKW player saving up for a King Tiger. Something beefy and heavy. He probably does not know what doctrine he's fighting against. All that he knows is shock troops. Ocean Makers, this is an engagement that they would love to take. Shock troops trying to get in close. Looks like they're planning to throw a frag. Only, it will not do accomplish all too much. We'll only get 1 model. Gustafus, oh, here would be great. But hits the Maxim, does a good hit. Shogun Pioneers do recover from the suppression, and now they can advance towards the VP. Looks like I got another Panzer IV out on the build queue. Going to really hit those Maxims. And for the ZIS guns, he has the Stuxifus. Assuming it's in position, it can help protect the Panzer IVs. Looks like there's a shoe mine there. Wonder how long that was there. The Maxim here will receive quite a bit of fire. The Minesweeper is actually reducing the damage, and the T-34 has been spotted. Shock troops move on forward, but will run straight into the Sheer Panzer quarters. Doesn't actually get suppressed yet, just using a flinch or getting affected by a flinch. T-34 will flank the Kenwerfer. Panzer IV could find a good engagement potential. We do see the incendiary barrage coming down. This could be quite good. Let's get a good hit on top of the Kenwerfer, and the Zis gun does, not the Zis, but the Sukasafus gets a good hit, and the Panzerwerfer gets the kill.
We are suffering vehicle losses. The sector is at risk.
I was saying in the middle of that, the Lag actually got a penetrating hit, dealing enough damage so it was pushing it down by a threshold. We do have the IS-2 now out. Both Panzer IVs are alive, have received one hit. This one is receiving quite a bit of fire, to say the least. This one right here is being repaired. No forward repairs. Probably could invest into that. Main gun destroyed. Sukasafus in the wrong side of the map, or wrong side of the area. Could actually just backed up a little bit and be fine. Looks like Fortune Makers will go ahead and resecure the Kenwerfer. Looks like he rolled a large miss there. Ooh, and the mortar team gets a good hit. Panzer IV, the other Panzer IV has been repaired. Does receive a pen there. Does send out a pen. The IS-2's armor is actually really good. So I'm actually sort of surprised that he penned that often.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Going here, capturing up over here. Shock troops moving in to respond. The tickets are still heavily favored towards the OKW player. 300 to 76. Ooh, that was a great hit by the Panzer IV. That could be a squad wipe. And that was a squad wipe.
Our troops have been
Getting
lost.
very lucky right there, I would say.
Shock troops have arrived.
Those squad of shock troops have been called on in.
Has 300 points.
Against those Panzer IVs, S-285 could be nice, or a T-34 76. Ooh, that could have been bad. Still good as a foos. Not that great. Does force a retreat back in the Maxim. You have this gun here, does find a pen. The IS-2 is now rotating or responding to Panzer IV. He'll be easily pushed away the Panzer IV. The Volkswagen here will manage to escape. Now the Panzer IV is 2 shots away from death. Will run through the Kenwerfer, but should be managed to escape on out. The Kenwerfer getting some good pens. There is a triple cap in favor of the Soviet player, so it's exactly what he needs to get back in the game in order to help even out the tickets. The OKW player could invest into a Jagdpanzer, something a bit more dedicated AT to help deal with the IS-2, but he has actually done quite well versus it. A squad of combat engineers is a good idea for the Soviet player. IS-2 takes a very long time to repair, so 2 squads for more repairs. Always a good idea.
Supply sector under attack.
multiple good hits onto the Panzer IV. Panzer IV needs to withdraw. Is this gun still in range? Good hit there. Panzer IV one shot away from death. Sigisfus is over here. Hit something back here, I believe, as well. Guys who is, while wounded, is in the arc of 2 Vikenerwerfer. Over here we got the Maxim. Going to lock down this area. Could potentially put in some more. That looks like pretty good coverage. No cover there. Perhaps maybe over here. There may be some light cover. Multiple bounces by the Vikenerwerfer. Oh, the cutoff point is important. The OKW player has plenty of munitions right now, so not a huge loss. And actually, that's not even a cutoff point for the munitions. Never mind. As smoke coming out from the leg, but he needs to throw an incendiary grenade in order to actually capture the point. Or get some good hits right there. But the Zis gun can also get some good hits. Oh, I hear there are SMGs there. That's actually crew, and that's a dead Volks. I was going to say that defense crew was actually shock troops. So, not a good idea trying to go in with a single model in order to throw a flamer. Fulging Jaegers, should I, in throwing out a frangible smoke, he does throw out the frangible smoke. Only lost one model. Could use sector assault somewhere in order to enable reinforcements by paradrop. Good hit. The Vikenerwerfer's getting 2 good hits as well. It looks like I actually lost dropped a number of frames. Ooh. Some Pioneers barely getting out there alive. And yeah, I dropped a huge number of frames, so what caused that? I dropped apparently 1.8% of my frames. And yep, I need to mute my Discord.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Remind me to do that. Or put myself invisible. I think I have myself as online, not invisible.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
As a 4 receiving a good hit. My laptop over there. I could probably use it while I'm not alt-tabbing here. I'm invisible, at least on that side. What does decrew the Vikenerwerfer here? We do see the sector assault coming on in now. Fulging Jaegers can now reinforce on the. I think my friends want to go off to the firing range. Good hit right there, but I need to put this score on. Good hits. It could be a dead IS-2. Oh! But the Pinto mount could be quite problematic because he's revealing himself when he's shooting up against the air. Panther rushing on forward. Rolls a bounce. No consequence for snares. Good hit there. Panther stops, fires, pens. Wipes out the Zis gun as well. Though, the OKW players started lacking infantry. Okay. That'll be a good time to pull up my Discord. There it is. Wait, I am invisible. Why am I getting bleep loops? There. Good hit right there. And Panther's almost dead. Zis gun rolls a miss. This gun's out of range. Mortar team does get decrewed. Panzer IV engaging 3 stars of veterancy. Wow, that was a great hit. And force fires kills off the AT gun. Great hit with the bundle. Does manage to throw a frag in time. Nearly wipes the squad. I would say it's worth the risk in order to capture with 1 man. Mortar team actually gets decrewed right there. Try to capture up the central point. Oh, that Panzer IV is doing great. But what veterancy level does it reduce scatter? I think it's Vet 2. We have now Obusadatsu now on the field. With the LMG upgrade, he has plenty of munitions to burn, so... Obusadatsu generally perform a bit better than Fulci Magers, in my opinion. You may get the wipe. Excuse me. You may get the wipe.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Incendiary barrage over here. He saw this being captured. Didn't even wait for that being captured. The VP game. Panzer IV now responding. No, pretty low on health, but nothing, not in any sort of danger. Nice Suits of Boost. This outright wipes and destroys the gun as well. This point does not get fully captured, and holy crap, this Panzer IV has been getting some great hits.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
He has to fall back to the Panzer IV, get some repairs. The Sturm Pioneers are still alive, and Vet 4 nearly at Vet 5. Okay, Wolfer does decapture the central point. Panther spots these shock troops in the center of the map. Shock troops trying to eye and recruiting the Zis gun? Nope, he's just repositioning. Multiple AT guns hit a set on up. Unvetted, does get some good pens, however. Obusadatsu making their advance. There were 2 squads of Obusadatsu out on the field. Here comes the pinning runs. If the MG get team, yeah, the Maxim does get pinned, which of course really reduces the rate of fire and accuracy. So yeah, the Obusadatsu have to worry about being pinned. And throws out some smoke as well. IS-2 has been rebuilt. Dishka on the way. But looks like this point will be secured on up. The Panther, no, that's Panzer IV. Panther is approaching healing. But the vehicle, it's not actually being... Oh, it is getting repaired up by the HQ. IS-2, oh, receiving the sector assault. There goes the Obusadatsu squad. Central VP could easily be secured on up. Finds a TM-35 mine. Aircraft ready to go in for another strafe. The duration's just ended on up. But I think they will come in for one last strafe. Here comes the strafe, and there goes the IS-2.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Fukus coming on in somewhere over here. Good hits on the Zis gun, but only the Kenworthers here. Oh, no, we've got some Sturm Pioneers. But they probably can be outgunned by the shock troops. Obusadatsu squad here. Most likely he's going to run forward, throw a frag. Does dodge backwards. And I don't think the shock troops will able... Oh, that could be a wiped shock troop. Nope.
You appear suited for command. We are losing supplies to the enemy.
And the Obusadatsu could capture up the point. A little bit risky with 2 members, but still possible. Fulci Magers looks like we're dropped in on top of the point. Will not be able to secure it. Throws out a bundle grenade. But looks like it's going to be a nice dodge. Actually gets one of the models. Fulci Magers looks like will go down. I think. Doesn't chase after them, so it doesn't get wiped. But Panzer IV is here, and we've been seeing how effective this Panzer IV has been. It's currently a double cap in favor of the OKW player. does actually lose the entire squad of combat engineers or trying to risk here that Mechanism. Panzer IV super wounded. 2 Zis guns. He's pointing to and goes down. Lig trying to capture up this point. The defense crew of I think a single Volksgrenadier is attempting to engage the Mechanism. Aircraft being dropped on in. Looks like smoke wipes by the Zis gun barrage, but it looks like Volksjäger's dropping on top of this point, but it may be a bit too dangerous. He may be losing models on this drop. Can the Volksjägers actually lose models like the paratroopers? And it looks like the Zis gun will manage to decap the central VP. The Zis gun will likely go down, gets hit by a direct hit by a Zis gun, and the Volksjägers will go ahead and secure this point. Actually, they'll drop MG34. How effective are Volksjägers with MG34? It doesn't appear that they can pick it up. Never mind. As if I highlight. No, that doesn't highlight it. Maybe they can pick it up. I really don't know. Can Volksjägers pick up a downed FG42? Volksjägers running on forward. I mean, drop the MG34, not FG42. Here being secured with shock troops, the lack of infantry has been being very problematic for the OKW player. He does have good infantry. The OKW player is not even worried about building any vehicles right now. He's just going to try to just dogpile on these points, which is exactly the right option for him to do. He's going to get a triple cap. So the central VP will be desecured. The triple cap will only last for a moment, but he does have a double cap. The Panther could go down to these 2 Zis guns. One do get decrewed. The other one's super low. Folks, the Oversassin should be able to get it. Panther is still alive, but barely. Both Zis guns decrewed. I hear the shock troops are moving on forward. Those throw out a frag grenade. The point is, these wasn't actually fully captured over here. Engineer sacrifice. Shock troops could go down. Zis gun goes down. Panther could wipe out the. That was the Obsidian, but the Soviet player have hardly anything left. Panther, as much as I would say destroy those Zis guns, it needs to fall back and get repairs. He has to assume there's going to be a IS-2 coming out sooner rather than later. He can't assume there's not going to be one. He must assume there is one. Volksjägers dropping on this point, but they're going to be quite stacked up. Will we see a frag? We will see a frag. Volksjägers do get out of the way in time. Throws out some smoke, but won't be successful. But he does have access to his own bundle grenade. It's not on cooldown like other infiltration units. Paratroopers and Volksjägers can throw the grenades immediately because they are quite well announced. The campfire, I think, got squashed. I think the shock troops still only had 5 men in that engagement. And the Volksjägers need to withdraw. They won't be able to secure. And there goes the Volksjägers, sort of thrown away. Volksjägers here, stealth but non-combat. I'm actually sort of surprised they're not auto-firing. There must have been a stealth smoke bomb from the shock troops. Or was he in a hold fire stance? I only saw the prioritized fire. Mechanism could potentially run forward while the Obsats engage. Double cap in favor of the Soviet player. The OKW player's tickets are quite low. Nothing's captured to the left or center. This looks like the end of the game. Those are a nice frag on top of the Mechanism, and that's game in favor of the Soviets. I thought the OKW player was going to win this game for quite some time. But the lack of infantry and the fact how many squads of infantry just straight up lost them the game. Either way, sorry for all the drop frames. Sorry about the Discord issues. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.